In this video, I'm orienting you on the HHS SEF judging website that we've created for specifically doing the judging for phase 1 of our campus and science and engineering fair competition. This website link is going to be given to you in an email along with a judge code. And from there, you should be able to have access to this website. So my goal in this video is to orient you on the website itself, how to navigate it, and where to look for the projects that you would want to judge and how to judge it. There's another video that I'd like to reference you to where it actually outlines how to do the judging and what are you going to be judging and looking for. Once you go to this link, there's a title there, and the useful links here would be the links to the 2 videos that we've created. This is one of it. This is the video on navigating the website. There's another video, as I've said, on rating the projects. Okay, and that also includes introduction to the science and engineering fair competition. This is just an introductory video that we took of our campus library science fair competition before. But at the bottom is where you would actually really find all the projects. What we want you to be aware of is that there are 3 categories: engineering, life science, and physical science. These 3 categories will have subfields. Okay, so there will be fields under it. Currently, there's only 1 project that's under engineering category, and that's the reason why we have not specified what category it is. But this is a chemical engineering project. 1 additional projects come in under the engineering category, we're probably going to add fields to it. Life sciences currently has the most number of project participants, and these are the various fields. The one that says no category simply means that they haven't declared what field their project is at, but we still want you to evaluate it. It's really not going to matter what field their project are. Under physical science, you would have a lot of projects in chemistry. That's why there's 3 columns here of chemistry, and then a few of computer science, and there's 1 physics and astronomy. Again, we're continually adding projects to this as students submit their projects. So this is not a one and done deal. Now, one of the things that we would like you to be aware of is these are actually clickable links. The projects are all given a code which starts with a capital S, then a 0, then a number 26. That means project 26 in the senior division. All the projects are senior division, so just so you're aware. But you will need that number later on. Now, there's 2 ways to go to a project. One is by clicking it here in the categories portion, or the other way is actually there's a drop-down menu on the upper right-hand corner, which pulls up all the projects that are available. That's the other way to get to the project. Now, of course, you would want to pay attention to this home button because this always goes to this page. Now, I would highly recommend that when you start judging, you start judging projects that are all in the same category, simply because we're asking you to judge projects relative to one another. That's one good way of doing it. If you're going to judge a project, judge all the projects in that category first. Then you can move on to the next one. Let me go ahead and jump right into one of those projects that you would want to judge. I'm going to click on S026. It's as simple as clicking on that button and it pulls up this project. Now, of course, I'm not going to be judging this, so I'm going to go back to project 001. This is actually a dummy page. Just to orient you on the layout of this, so you have a title on top. This is the video presentation, the narrated video presentation, and none of them are over 7 minutes long. The maximum is 7 minutes. This is the project code. This is the category. You would need both of this when you fill up the judge evaluation form at the bottom. So you would need to enter the project code here and then choose the category. It's a drop-down menu. And then there are some file attachment that you may or may not have. These are links to the abstract and a quad chart. A quad chart is simply a chart that's divided into four where it summarizes the whole project. So I'll show you an example of that in one of the project in a minute. And then the last portion here, the bottom portion, that is where your judging form is at. This is a Google form. It would actually benefit you a lot so that you don't have to scroll up and down to actually open this on a separate screen by clicking on this icon. Okay, when you hover on top of that the form, it's gonna open in a separate tab, and you can have this open the whole time, and then you can just shift back and forth as you view the video. You can also view the video as a pop out separately if this is too small for you. The video is definitely gonna play within this window.
Okay, so
This is an example. So this is an example of how you view the video. Again, if you want to make it full screen, you can just open it in a separate tab and you can play it there. Now, before I walk you through the form itself, let me give you an example of what these file attachments are at. Now, I don't have an example of that here, so I'm going to jump into one of the projects. So this is a project that has an abstract and a quad chart. And you know that because this is a hot link. The abstract, if you pull it up, it's going to look like this. Okay. And then you can read the abstract over here. The quad chart, on the other hand, looks like this. There's a title. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's at the top. Then you have your research question on quadrant 1, which is the upper left. And then the methodology on quadrant 2, which is the lower left. And then you have data and results in the upper right. And then you have the conclusion on lower right side. Okay, so this is basically an overview of the whole project. If you want to get an overview before or after you view the presentation, this is a good way to do it. Let's jump into the how to evaluate. This is the judge's form. Again, you will need the project code, and the project code is gonna be this number over here. You can just copy this, and you can paste it here. And then you can choose the category. This is a life sciences category. Okay, life science. And then just click on next. And then you need to place in your judge code. And the judge code is a 3-digit number that is assigned to you. This will be sent in the email along with this link to the website. If you fail to receive that, you can also ask us. We'll be happy to give it to you. So I'll just give you a generic one, 1, 2, 3. The passphrase is basically a keyword that is unique to you. You decide what this is. It's kind of like a password, except that don't place your password here. We don't like to see your password. It's just a key phrase that you want to consistently use just in case we need to verify that you are actually the one who judged a particular project. You're the one who filled up this form. With the passphrase, we can be able to trace back whether you're actually the one who entered the rating or not. Try to be consistent and stick to one so that it's not difficult to verify, because if it changes from one passphrase to another, then that's when we start thinking that, okay, we need to verify whether you are who you say you are. So that's the passphrase. Oh, I can just place, let's say, Saint, and then click next, and then this is where the rating begins. I'm not gonna detail how to do the rating here because that's in the other video. So just refer to the other video for how to do the rating. But there are 5 areas here: project objective, and then the second area is project design, project execution, data treatment. That's the 4th area. And then the last one would be the presentation, which is area number 5. And then the last portion is where we ask you to give your recommendation about this project for phase 2, judging. And there are basically 4 choices here. Yes, without reservation. Yes, with reservation. No, with reservation. No, without reservation. Let us know why you made that recommendation, whether it's a yes or a no. Just to give us an idea on the project so that we can be able to shortlist our phase 1 projects for phase 2 judging. So that's how you do the evaluation for a project. The last thing I wanted to show you is how do you go back to judge another project once you've judged this. So you click on home. It's going to go back to the main page, okay, where you can choose another category. Now, bear in mind that there would be no indication whether you clicked on the project already or not. So I would strongly suggest that you take note of what projects you've already judged so that you don't lose track of it. As we progress in the judging, I'm going to constantly evaluate and monitor how many times a project has been judged. Once they've been judged a certain number of times, I mean, the minimum that we are targeting is that every project gets judged at least 3 times, preferably 5 times. Once they reach that threshold, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this, maybe invert the color of it. That would indicate that the project has been judged enough times, but I'm not going to remove the hyperlink to it. It's still going to remain there so that if you want to judge it still, you can still judge it, or if you just want to view it, you can do that as well. If you have any questions or you need further clarifications, please don't hesitate to get in touch with Miss Chelsea Baker or yours truly. I can't thank you enough for helping us in judging this school year.